championship hopefuls ready to get it on. In the lineup, Desmond Bane, what a season it's been. In the young second-year kid who has yet to play this season
for the Grizzlies.
This is Desmond Bane, catch and shoot, one of the...
And pace is going to be a big factor. This Grizzlies team, they want to get up and down the court. Of course, the T-Wolves more methodical in the half court.
Here comes Anthony Edwards on the drive and kick into the corner for Jaden McDaniels, one of the bright young 3-and-D players in the NBA. So the Memphis Grizzlies 27-15. They've been terrific at home this season. A little foul line jumper from Wells off to the right. Number 3 in the Western Conference. Edwards coming around a pick, finds his spot. And Memphis at home 15-5 this season as Morant trying to put Edwards on skates. Grant, what a matchup between those two. Jackson off the miss, cleans up.
Offensive glass, creating second chance opportunities. Jaren Jackson Jr. converts.
Edwards catch and shoot 3. He's volume from the three-point line way up. He's taken 10 threes a game. He's been sensational in terms of an efficiency standpoint as Bane misses from deep. It's been fascinating to see the evolution in Edwards' game, Grant, this year.
Yeah, I thought he'd spent a lot of time with Steph Curry this summer. Maybe it rubbed off a little bit. And creating opportunities for himself and his open teammates.
Morant goes behind the back. Gobert, look out. Nearly goes head over. Jenkins, obviously look at concern, hoping to jack.
Well, you also see right away the movement, the energy, the pace of this offense. They really test you defensively. Minnesota's got to be sharp against this attack from the Grizz.
Here's Mike Conley Jr., the one-time Grizzly, who still at the top of the record books here in just about every major statistical category, a legend in this city for so many.
43 wins right now. This time last year, 30-12, 22-20 right now.
Jackson goes. The Grizzlies pitching a shutout. Minnesota at this end has missed its first 5 shots. Randall trying to get them initiated offensively. McDaniels into the corner. This is Naz Reid. That's no good. And it's going to be a loose ball.
In this season, off the bounce, again, right here in the paint, he's been so efficient and effective.
Jackson misses a little floater in tight. So off the floor comes McDaniels. Timberwolves all 6 from the floor. Randall, we've seen a lot more of this. Randall, the initiator in the offense. Beautiful pass, and there it is.
Julius Randle, I mean, he's a willing passer, and his penetration causes all types of difficulty.
Randall made his emotional return to Madison Square Garden on Friday in a double-digit win for... As we've seen from him this year, for all the lumps he's taken, his efficiency numbers have been way up as Randall spots up from 3, and the rebound underneath by Bane. So we crossed the 8-minute mark in the early stages. 7-point Grizzlies lead. This is Jackson. What a matchup against McDaniels. Morant gets the high screen inside. Just
is dangerous to defend.
Better than 21 points per game. Reed's going to pull. That's a deep 3.
6 from the three-point line. They shoot a high volume of threes. 47% of their shot attempts are threes.
Well, he's up there. Looking Conley all the way to the rim. Missed it. Tracked down by Jackson. Jackson, open floor. He's been dangerous. Just the
attack mode. Getting downhill.
But work in progress, but boy, have they adopted to this.
Refresh button. How can we get better? Can we create unpredictability, movement patterns, spatial awareness? So they have adopted to this new style.
For sure, and of course we all remember Amari and what he's been doing since then. But now here you are, a basketball legend, an icon, and I'm not using those words lightly. You literally have done everything that this game has to offer. When you with a smirky smile.
I'm going to stop you right there. There was no greatness at the dinner table exchange between Reggie and O. There was no greatness, was there, Reggie and O?
Pure competition, yes. But you spoiled his night with that record-setting performance that you had. Please relay that story.
Just simply, Reggie was feeling kind of good about himself, and rightfully so. He came home with 40, dropped and let him know that I had 105. But what really upset Reggie is I didn't play the last 2 minutes, bro. let them last a minute.
Okay, so Cheryl, here we are present day.
Yes.
We're witnessing this NBA, this basketball game that has evolved so much, the tremendous growth of the WNBA. What are your thoughts on where the game sits now?
Well, it's in great hands, obviously. The Dove is it's exploding, and then you look at Unrivaled. Are you kidding me? So women's basketball is on the rise, and it just continues to get better and better. I'm excited.
As we all are.
Little sis, I love you.
Love you so much. You guys have no idea how lucky we are to have her. Back to you.
Stephanie, great stuff. Amazing to see Cheryl Grant have that kind of moment. What a true icon of the sport, an ambassador of the sport. As Desmond Bain finds a spot, misses off the back of the rim. And I just want to say, you know, for all the rose petals and bouquets, that, let's be honest, he's not even the best player in his own family.
Yeah, he wasn't the best player at the kitchen table there, as they refer to. But how about that family and Cheryl Miller? I mean, really, truly, not only arguably the greatest women's basketball player, but one of the great basketball players, period. Just an incredible talent, a trailblazer, and to serve the game in so many ways.
That's great, just great to see her. Desmond Bain underneath Brandon Clark, trying to find his little spot, in the rebound corralled by McDaniels. So Minnesota making a little push. They cut it to 3 as we come up on the 4-minute mark now left in the quarter.
And they're not settling. They're getting in the paint now and attacking. Bain creating that steal opportunity.
This is Kennard. Splash! All right, we'll see who comes out prophetic with their predictions. Really nice, cool to hear the guys talk about for the year.
No comment. None of the above.
Edwards coming around a screen, goes right into the chest of Aldama, who held his ground nicely defensively. Grizzlies looking to push. Morant has it. And that's it.
Stopping the break of the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies today beginning a 4-game homestand, trying to keep pace with the elite teams in the West. Shot clock at 3. Morant finally recognizes he's going to pull off the back of the rim, and the rebound underneath is controlled by Minnesota.
Ooh.
Coming.
Letting them know.
So over the last 4, a stretch that started with Friday night, won by 17, but again, all the chatter, big picture is where this team sits. Jared Jackson, nice little turnaround, 9 and 11. Clearly, this has not been the same team. The question is, can they get there? What's the potential for this team?
Well, they can improve. I mean, obviously, when you make a trade and bring in a guy like Julius Randle, who brings a safe position in the playoff picture.
By the way, that was the second personal on Jaren Jackson. This is Edwards, shot clock at 5. Edwards now to Reed, 1 to shoot. He's got to hurry, flicks it up, and able to beat the horn.
Great clock awareness by Naz Reid.
One thing about Minnesota, Grant, everyone knows how good they've been defensively, and that continues. But over the last 10 games, you're starting to see some signs of growth. As Morant absorbing a little bit of a bump. Thought he was fouled by Edwards, pleading his case. And John well behind the play. Man advantage, Edwards. Was hitting Morant with the tech. I apologize.
But you don't get penalized. You know, John does.
No.
Or of what his game line took a risk on him. He's played well.
Aldama, 9 points in their win in San Antonio, Grant, on Friday night.
At 20 points well.
Dillingham. Wolves have taken a 1-point lead. Their first lead of this quarter. Morant. So Memphis' offense has gone a little bit cold. Reed the clear.
We'll give credit to the defense. The Timberwolves keeping the Grizzlies out of the paint.
Deflected, gets it back. Aldama's going to pull. Fight for it. Arabia into the corner. This is Pippen. Way too much.
The smallest guy gets the rebound. Rob Dillingham.
Edwards, that's good. This offense, could they put it all together? They've been one of the best offenses in the NBA during that stretch.
Well, their defense right now has really bailed them out, only holding this offense to 21 thus far.
Aldama's 3-0. And Memphis has been one and done for the most part. Not many second chance opportunities. Final 21 seconds of the quarter. Edwards looking for a seam. Edey comes out. They leave Edwards. Finds the laces.
Edey leaving too early created that opening for Edwards.
Final 6 seconds. Kick out Aldama. Off balance. His collegiate ball at Loyola, Maryland, 2 years.
Getting downhill, not settling for Minnesota. That's why they're nursing his lead.
The miss 80. And then a 23-5 run. They scored the last 14 points. Randall spent much of that on the bench. So encouraging signs of your Chris Finch, Grant, with the way this game has started for Minnesota. This is Jackson playing with 2 personals, taking Randall to the cup, and he missed it. Won't get a better look than that.
And he likes that left hand. Just could not convert there, but everything going Minnesota's way thus far.
Randall off the feed from Dillingham, knifes in. Gobert, a little bit of a bobble. Alexander Walker with 5 to shoot. Offensive rebound, Gobert. This is Dillingham, terrific ball movement, but even better defensive rotations by the Grizzlies. This is Jay Huff in the open floor. Little Euro step, and he turned it over. Dillingham turns on the Jets, and he goes glass.
And the shot-making ability from Dillingham.
For a beautiful backdoor cut, and what a pull.
The Grizzlies keep coming.
So here's Dillingham, a rookie out of Kentucky.
So the bench is getting involved for both teams.
That was the other.
Mileage on his body, also so much wisdom, but inserting him throughout the season, just figuring things out with this team.
Last time these two teams met 8 days ago in Minnesota, game that the Grizzlies won. The offensive rebounding by the Grizzlies was really the difference in that game as Huff misses a 3. Minnesota has been much better so far in this matchup. Jackson on a 3, no, and Memphis just can't buy one from deep. They're now 3 of 15 from 3.
They're getting good looks, just not converting.
Dillingham faking the pass, and then he misfires. Jackson clears.
And this is where Jackson's been great. Getting a rebound, spreading the floor, going one-on-one. Get comfortable doing that, and now he is a weapon with the
Timberwolves in Dallas, Golden State in SAC, and NBA.com, or visit the NBA app for the complete schedule. Spiro Beatus, Grant Hill, Stephanie Reddy, Gobert, a one-handed catch on the feed from Randall. Trying to do it all in one motion, misfired. Arabia out to Kennard. And both of these two teams have gone cold. We've just hopped on with us, Minnesota 22-20. A far cry from their pace at this point last season. We're trying to get one here against the number 3 team in the West in the Memphis Grizzlies. Huff turning Alexander Walker back. Here's Kennard, side steps, McDaniels got him. Kennard, masterful fake. Getting
in the defense, creating those 3-point opportunities. The team is so dangerous.
Grant, every single night, he's already played 11 different players in this first half.
It's been impressive, their depth. I mean, you talked about it as Dillingham weaves his way in, somehow gets the offensive rebound.
Randall on a 3, and both teams can't shoot straight from deep. Jackson, some of that ball handling that we just alluded to, and this
does on the defensive end.
Let's get more on Jackson now with Stephanie.
Hey guys, I spoke with Tripp before the game about that very thing, being available and his shot blocking prowess. As Minnesota knocks down that wadding balls in terms of shot blocking, he's more interested in changing shots and yes, getting some
game changing. But he historically has been prone to fouling. Right now commits about 3.3 fouls a game. So if he continues to mature and be available, as Stephanie alluded to, definitely works out well for the Grizz.
Well, that will be a big factor for this team, hoping for as they begin play today.
They've had issues this year with injuries. I mean, it's still been a challenge. They've missed 205 games due to injury this season. As Conley can't knock down the open 3, but they're still playing good basketball in number 3 right now.
Spain, boy, they got a fingertip on it again with McDaniels. Here comes Randall back into the cup, puts it. Finally making his year 2 season season debut. Had that offseason foot surgery to fix the broken fifth metatarsal in his foot. They signed him to the G League for a couple of games over the last week. And finally, Jackson, Grant, who had a really impressive rookie year. Here he is, his first shot. A little bit short, but nice to see Jackson back in uniform.
Yeah, talented young player, oozing with talent.
McDaniels way too much on the weak side rebound by Kennard. So John Morant back in the fold here. Attacking Chisholm.
Smart.
We mentioned Morant missing their last Antonio game that they still won handily. A night that they scored 140 points. So that was actually the 18th game that Morant has missed this year due to a various number of ailments. As Randall, not that time. And that's been the other encouraging part of the Grizzlies. All the games that Ja has missed this year, Grant. Desmond Bane, the facilitator, is that point guard. They haven't really skipped a beat.
Talk about Bane in that game against San Antonio. He was sensational. You know, right now he's 21 points a game on 61% field goal shooting in his last 5 games. And had 22 in San Antonio the other night.
Edwards.
For this season, had 3 games in the G League with the hustle to get his conditioning back. No minute restriction, you might be interested to know. This little nugget though, guys. This game is the first time that G.G. Jackson.
4-point game against Denver. Right towards the end of the regular season as we get an offensive foul here.
Coming out party, and actually was interviewed by the inside the NBA guys after the game. And it was actually fun because he was in awe of Shaq. And Shaq, my father, was one of the honorees as well.
It was awesome to see. And just for today, your votes count today. Just a couple of blocks away from the incredible.
This is the Grit or 28 points in their matchup with the Grizzlies. Efficient as he probably could be. Now 4 of 7, 3 of 4 from the three-point line, 16 points. So he is taking the challenge and just had a block there.
As we play here now inside of the 5-minute mark, Taylor Jenkins is barking towards the officials. He's got to be careful. Edwards looking for a seam. Morant ratchets up the defense. Hard pick from Gobert. Edwards to Conley into the corner. Reed. He'll fire, and he's
A few turnovers by the T-Wolves, but Reed knocks it down.
Naz Reid, who kind of struggled. Look at Edie, my goodness. Just defense. But Naz Reid struggles a little bit the first stretch of the season, part of the story for Minnesota, but this is the Naz Reid we watched last year. Gobert, pretty.
Right now, the big guys are getting involved.
Here comes Jackson. Speaking of baseball, Euros showing you some of what he's got in his toolbox. McDaniels, backdoor with the acceleration. So Minnesota now has its largest lead of the day. Morant, Jackson could. They get it to Wells. And McDaniels the loose change. With possession, an 11-point lead. Trying to get their season jump-started, Grant. Again, 22-20, number.
Understands the importance of this game here today.
For more details. It was fun to hear you talk about your experiences watching Anthony Edwards with the U.S. men's national team and LeBron James.
You know, I thought 2 years ago during the World Cup, he realized after that experience that he's a star. I thought last summer maybe he learned how to be a star. And it was like a sponge, just absorbing everything. And he might have been around Steph too much because he's shooting a lot of threes this year, but he's shooting them at a high clip. Unfortunately for him, as Edwards has received point shooting, not settling tonight, getting downhill, now has 20 points.
That was the one part of his game that's maybe taken a little bit of a hurting on certain nights with the higher volume.
Make or miss or a turnover. So it just slows the game of shooting your three-pointer, and he's doing a good job here tonight.
It's been amazing to see as his volume of three-point shooting has gone up, the attempts per game. To see him shoot it at this clip, just under 43% for the season, has been incredible to watch. Edwards finds his spot. He's got 22.5. Here comes Sal Aldama out to Morant. That's the highlight heavyweight matchup, him and Edwards. Bane, splash!
Snaps in the defense, finding his buddy.
Well, when those two got it going, it is magical to watch. Morant and Bane. This is Reed, hard fake. Clark fighting. Morant clearing.
But knocks down that one.
So Morant at the line, misses on the front on FanDuel TV, free on all. Not shooting it well at the stripe, just 8 of 14 if you've just hopped on with us. One of the reasons why they're playing in this 13-point hole. Final 90 seconds of the half. Edwards trying to fend off Morant and Clark. 5 seconds to share. Tosses in. Grizzlies are out of fouls. Randall on a step back. Well played. Reed with the rip. Underneath, one beautiful dime, and then Randall blew the layup. But Reed is there. He misses in tight.
Just could not convert there. Multiple opportunities.
Again, the offensive rebounding, last time these two teams met in Minneapolis 8 days ago, was dominated by the Grizzlies. Minnesota now starting to hold their own on the glass. Aldama.
Second chance points, and tonight they only have 4 offensive rebounds, so the Timberwolves making the defensive adjustment, and it's paying off.
Randall swallowed up, a little bit of a late.
Dangerous and so dominant. They've averaged 100
this season, number 5 NBA team. But this Minnesota defense, boy, what a pass. So Brandon Clark. Reminder coming up, American Express halftime report, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaquille O'Neal standing by in our Atlanta studios. Get you their first half thoughts. Here comes Reed. Timberwolves are out of fouls. We know how good this Minnesota team has been defensively and how good they were the last couple of years with Cat and Gobert. A little bit of a slow start with their defense with this team, but since December 1st, they've been as good as any defense in the NBA. More fouls to give. This will be a kick. Shifty. Look at Conley. Picks his pocket. Up the floor. Edwards going to fire. And that's going to get us.